So, hello everyone. I'm sorry we missed the first match and we're also almost done with map 2. But there's going to be a second match tonight, so at least we can see more of the action being casted in English. We already have Ecstasy on a map point here to take the series 2-1 in favor of Team Faith, who are looking impressive so far, and it's Pixu who already did an attack so far, so let's see if he can replicate his success from the last round and is able to take down the bunch defense once more. Once Pixu approaching the right hand side, haven't figured out the positioning yet, but yeah, this map's already close to be done, and there's the first connection from Pixu managing to kill Olikyo while he's trying to move away from his position, and there's the second kill to Vault, and now it's a 2v1 situation. Pixu with his clean kills as always, being able to fend off the attacker and yeah, takes map 2 into his favor. And is able to take map 2 into Faith's favor. So yeah, here we go with map 3. It's Dani starting off on attack first for his team here. So approaching the top hand side, we have Chinatown as our third map, and it's already a decider map for Faith, because if they manage to win this one, they will be the first team to sign up for the grand final. And it's already starting off well with Pixu connecting 2 rockets from his cage position, and Stani down to 1 armor, trying to get this round back into his favor, but it's looking not so good for him so far. And as he's approaching the top hand side, he's missing the open shot, and now the brush is coming in, and then there's a second miss from Dani. I think he had a good opportunity to kill him right there, but unfortunately he misses the laser and is getting taken down by the ensuing defenders. So now it's Insta's try to attack this one. Apparently he's starting off the attacking row for Faith, so it's not Pixu being first, it's Insta, so maybe he has a good day tonight, but this round is not looking good for him so far, so he decides to back off the middle position again. He's trying to find a pick, but with 1 armor left, he's not able to take any more risks than trying to trade out alive versus a defender. So yeah, let's see what he can bring for the rest of the round. So 3 defenders left, with the clock running down, and there's the third hit from Dani, so it's a tied up scoreline, and the punch defense being successful here right at the start. So now it's Volt's turn to try to get his team on the board and maybe take map 1, so they will be able to fight back in the series and not make it a really obvious 3-1, 3-0. So it's Volt looking for somebody to over peek at the cage, but they just steps into a rocket of Pixu, who again has the perfect timing to place this rocket there, and he's connecting it. So now it's Volt down to 2 armors, taking the TP, and he finds a great pixel shot onto Pixu. But he's getting tagged from Insta once more, so it's 1 armor left, 2 defenders still staying alive. Volt with a little bit limited of a timing, and now the defenders closing in on towards the pole position. Volt taking his time, and he finds another connection onto Insta, so it's Ecstasy left in a 1v1 situation. Volt 1 armor left, 5 seconds left, and he's trying to go in, and he finds the clean elimination onto Ecstasy, and he brings up his team in front right at the start. So well played to Wolf, lol, to vault here. So next up is Pixu. With his attack attempt, he's as usual searching for his targets, but so far nobody really showing up, so he's deciding to turn around, try to kill the guy on top, but he's missing the shot onto Dani closely there. And I have to check something real quick. And this Pixel's defensive take already over. Sorry, I have to check something at the moment, so I will be AFK for a short second, but should be done easily. So yeah, as you're waiting a little bit with Olikyo taking his offensive turn, is the third attacker for his team, so let's see if he's able to do some more damage and even extend the lead. Vault is already built so far. But he's getting taken down to 2 armors by Pixel with another nice long-range rocket. And now it's his time to capture the goal, but he's getting stuck into the corner of the TP, and then there's no problem for Instay to finish him off with 2 more nice rockets. And it's round done for Ecstasy. So, not for Ecstasy, for Olikyo. So next up is Ecstasy. Let's see if he's able to equalize the attacking scoreline for his team once again. But he's diving straight into a vault. He's taken down by a rocket, but he's able to find a shot onto vault, and this opens up the map for him a little bit. So now he has a lot of time and room to work with. Let's see if he's able to catch another defender on top. But so far, the player on top is well hidden, so Ecstasy decides it's time to risk a little bit. Drop down to the 2nd floor of it, so yeah, he's a little bit stuck there. Ecstasy is still controlling the high ground, and now he fully went down. It just sounded like he tried to jump up, and he actually tried to do so, and now Ecstasy is diving down, but he's missing Dani closely there, and now it's Dani's chance to rotate off from his top position, but after he's peeking in again, Ecstasy finds the next laser, and now it's a 1v1 situation, but there's a great bomb, but no follow-up rocket, and Olikyo is getting taken down in the process afterwards, so it's the attack immediately taken back for the Fave squad, and yeah, great play from Ecstasy there. Next up is Dani. He's also trying to fly in on the house position, but this time player on the house is well hidden. It probably got a really good ping there, so Dani's not successful with his target finding here, so he decides to back off a little bit, see if the guy on top is over peeking. But he's not doing it so far, so he decides to take the power pad to try to do a move up, but he could not land on top of the bridge, and he's going for it again, and now he needs to be careful, otherwise the defenders will close in the distance, but they respect his good laser aim, and there's no push coming in, and so it's one guy isolated at the top, Ecstasy dropping one arm of him, and Pixel pushing in for the help, and there's the third armor taken away from Dani, so yeah. His offensive approach ended quite quickly there after he missed his laser. And next up is Instay with his 2nd attack attempt for Chinatown. Also taking the high ground, but he's not wasting any time trying to attack the guy on the house. Instead he's controlling the TP area, now taking the power block to get some height there. Maybe he sees if the guy on top is overpeaking, but so far nobody's really presenting for Instay. So yeah, has to chill a little bit, wait for other targets, but yeah, nobody's showing so far, and as the timer's running down, still has one guy on top who is making his way down now, and then Instay is unable to yeah, I think he run out of stamina, so he was not able to jump onto the 2nd floor, and he gets punished by Dani for his failed move there, and Dani's able to equalize the scoreline, so we have Vault once more in attack, and he was able to win his offensive approach last round, so let's see if he can replicate that success and yeah, get his team up in front once more. Nice dodging of the spam there. Nice taking height, looking for the guy on high ground, but I think this actually was well hidden there. He's also making his way up again, and there's no target really showing for a Volt, but there was the opportunity, but sadly the shot does not connect, and there's one life taken away from him. But now he just jumps back in again and takes down Ecstasy. Was a little bit exposed on the top position, and with an open goal and one defender still stuck at the house, Volt is trying to go in, but there's the fly in and the miss, and then there is Pixu just taking his 2 last armor away, doing the teabag for the nice casual. Yeah, dance around, and now he's going in again for his second attack attempt, and yeah, you always gotta take into consideration this guy is going to hit his shot, so yeah, he's starting off really well again. Rolikio stands 0 chances, just it looks so easy, but this move, this snap, it's really well played from Pixu, so he again has a really huge time advantage, and he finds Dani on top as well, who is just showing a little bit of his head, but that's enough for Pixu to take down the second defender of Punch, and now it's Volt stuck in a really uncomfortable situation. He makes his way over to the arch, but it's still Pixu trying to find another target, and Volt, I think he has 0 chance there, because it's just Pixu dropping in, making no sound, Volt losing track of him, and Pixu is just there with the clean elimination kill. So next up we have Rolikio in offense. Unlike the others, he's not swinging on top, he's taking the lower side, but it still deals him a rocket from Pixu to the face. So yeah, round not starting optimal for Rolikio here, but he's low-key a dog anyway, so I think there was no chance from the start. And he's ensuing again onto Pixu, but this is not a strategy that worked well for them so far, and then he just randomly shoots into the TP. He at least baits the move from Ecstasy, so he's able to take him down, but it's still 1 armor left. 2 defenders staying alive, and the worst news for him, it's still Pixu being alive, so he was not able to take this guy out. And yeah, he will get taken down from Pixu on the other side of the boxes, and it's round over, and a good lead established for the Fave boys here. And next up we have Ecstasy, already with the chance to put his team into a map and match point, but it's at least a good start for the Punch team this game. So Rolikio being able to connect his rocket from the cage, and now Ecstasy trying to dive into the house, but this time he's getting pinged well, and a good free fire rocket from Volt to protect himself and take 1 life away from Ecstasy, and yeah, it leaves Ecstasy with 1 armor remaining. Still all 3 defenders left, even though he has a lot of time. He needs to be careful with his next moves, otherwise he will get eliminated, and it immediately happens, because there's the next free fire rocket from from Dani on top, who's now also in attack, and yeah, he always is in a really tough situation, because he should take this round, otherwise Memphis is already looking a little bit grim, because next up in offense I think it's Instay, who has had a great showing so far tonight as well. So yeah, let's hope for Dani he can put some magic into his laser gun tonight, and he almost does so with connecting the close shot into Instay, but he sadly misses it for 1 centimeter, so it's still 3 defenders left besides Dani's best efforts. Now he finds the target, dropping down, and he can't hit the open shot into Ecstasy. This is unfortunate, and then he just hesitates too long. There are 2 rocket hits, 3 rocket hits from Ecstasy, and Dani getting eliminated from this round, and it's a match point presenting itself to Instay. So he has the chance to send his team straight into the grand final, and he does open really nicely with a nice shot into Dani, who was a little bit open there, but Rolikio at least responding with 2 rockets before getting killed himself on the cage, and now it's Volt again, stuck in a tough situation because he has to rotate all the way in. Instay controls a lot of the pole area, and yeah, gonna be still a hard task for Volt to make his way over to the pole, take down 1 more armor, and now he's just hesitating a little bit, but it's an absolutely do or die round for him, otherwise his team is eliminated and their run ends on the semi-finals. So yeah, do or die for Volt. Let's check his point of view. He's playing it close to the boxes, and he's doing some 360s, and he's able to take down Instay, so they have another chance to breathe. And yeah, Instay not being successful with his attack attempt besides his best efforts, and now yeah, we have Volt waiting out a little bit of the early spam, but there's still some coming in, and he barely dodges it, but he makes his way down, and yeah, he's trying to do some 360s, maybe to hype him up maybe to hype up himself a little bit. But yeah, as I said, it's an absolute do or die round. His team is facing elimination from the Pixel final stage. And it's not starting off well. He had the opportunity to kill Ecstasy there, but Ecstasy a little bit over pushing there, getting killed and punished from Bolt for it in the end. So he at least gets it back into a 2v2 situation. And both defenders rotated in. One towards the TP and a great second shot from Bolt onto Pixel. And now he absolutely has a chance to take this round. And yeah, we have Instay hiding behind the pole, but Volt with still with 2 hours left, going in for the cap, and there's a great bump from Instay, finishing off the game and finishing off Punch's tournament live here. And yeah, I think they still have the opportunity to fight for a 5th place decider match. Who is going to join them will be decided in the next match. Also a really interesting match we have going up. I think it's Krunk versus Reason. Yeah, Reason managed to beat 2B3 yesterday night, and Krunk already qualified for the semifinals because of their good standing. And yeah, they will play out who is going to meet the Faith boys in the grand final of this tournament. So yeah, first of all, congratulations to Faith for qualifying first for the grand finals, also for the big chance to win, I think 900 euros or something like this. So yeah, GG's to them. And yeah, as I said, sadly I missed most of the game, but from the looks of it, it hasn't looked really close so far. So yeah, let's hope the second game will be a little bit closer. I'm gonna stop the stream for a second, put on some better graphics settings, and yes, we'll hear from each other in a second. There we go. Okay, should be no problem actually. This might work fast. And because they were so fast, we even have 15 minutes left before the next game is going to start. So I will take a short break. Maybe you should take a short break as well. Grab yourself something to drink, grab yourself something to eat, and then be ready for the second match of tonight, which is going to be Krunk versus Reason. So see you in a moment.